So welcome, and let's see. So today's session is dedicated to winter's bargain. No, I'm sorry, winter's barter. That's it. These are my words. Winter's barter, not the bargain, but the barter. And basically, it's kind of an idea that I'm thinking about how, on the one hand, you're sort of like, you got cold, you have, in our area, rain, you've got naked trees, what'd you say? Darkness, you have these short days, and just the lots of rain, all those things. But there is a barter. There is something nice about winter, and I was just kind of thinking about that. Well, I went to the Arboretum about 2 weekends ago, so I saw the witch hazel in bloom, and it's so fragrant. So that's part of it's like I've read that the winter blooming flowers are even more fragrant than the summer roses, than the summer flowers, because they have to attract their pollinators somehow, So anyways, and then they also have, they're reliant on wind also for pollination. But so I was thinking about the incredible sunrises and sunsets we get when the sun is out. And trying to think, in the winter blooming camellia. So I was thinking about frost, when we did have those mornings of frost on the plants. It was very beautiful on leaves, like on these little clovers that I saw. So something I want to blog about, but that is our dedication. Seeing today, just as you walk around, see the winter's beauty. So, and then as far as class goes, we will, hi Rachel, we'll be looking at poses, lots of poses, but some of them are those featured poses for bone density. And they're not ever like the featured poses. They're not what you would think, like for bone density. They're deep stretching, because the stretching puts a beneficial stress on your bones and the bones strengthen. So yoga is good for bone density. Not just the ones like plank and weight bearing ones. So well, good to see you, and we're ready to begin. Let's make sure that you can, just make sure that you can see me. Yep. Let's go ahead and start with standing. What'd you say?
Is everyone muted this time?
Yes, everyone's muted, and I have an itchy nose, and you know how hard it is to scratch your nose with a mask on. Okay, so we're beginning, and hi Julie. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at a little balance, and it's a good one. So just pick your hands to heart center, reach up, inhale, extend, and then exhale, arms out to the sides and hands down. And we'll do that again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, arms out to the sides and hands down. I think a third one. Inhale up. Exhale, arms out to the sides, hands down. All right. So let's do this one first. So you take your right knee and you draw into chest. And you release. We'll come back to that side. Second side, draw knee in, nice upright spine, and release. Same, the first side again, same thing, except maybe you can go further down the shin bone, maybe you can touch your foot. But if not, you're holding your knee. And release slowly. Other side. Look straight ahead of you. Maybe you're holding your shin bone or your foot. Breathe in and release. What are you doing? How are you cheating? Julie's cheating.
One knee and one.
Oh, she's going like that. No, that's just clever. That's just plain clever. Okay. And then take your knee out to the side and hug as if you're taking the knee towards your armpit. And lower. Other side. So you see how you shift towards the side of the standing leg, and then take your knee in and release. Okay, all right, and then here's one that we'll do. You're gonna take 2 blocks. Did I do? No, I don't think I did this last week. So maybe it's 1 block you have, that's fine, or 2 blocks. And you're going to stack them, okay? I think everyone here is gonna be fine with the 2 blocks. Now, we might even do it where we stack them differently. I'm just gonna have you try this, okay? And believe it or not, it does kind of work in with an asana, okay? So you're gonna take your leg up, you can look, and then you come down as if you're stepping over a fence. Then you're gonna take your leg up and tap in front of the foot. If that's super easy for you, you can go a higher end, you can go higher end, okay? Same leg, up. The worst thing is when you knock them over. Up and forward, yep. And I'm just like tapping my foot down, just tapping the floor and coming up, okay? Let's do the other side. We're gonna up the ante in a bit. So reach up, so you're working your hip flexor of the lifting leg, and you're using the glutes of the standing leg. Engage your core, lift up and down, and up and down. Now the third one, a lot of us are looking down, but can you look forward as you lift? Step forward, up and back. So it's like we're gonna just kind of keep going, right? Now we're gonna come back to that first side. If that's what you handle, that's fine. And it's really precarious, but you're gonna I'm stacking them as high as I can. I'm gonna step over the fence and I might knock it down, I don't know. So at first I can look, I'm gonna go up and tap and up and tap. And show it from the side. I'm going to up, and tap, and go up and tap. One more on that side, up and tap, oops, okay, that's all right. See, up and tap, all right. Let's do the other side, the other leg. And if it's just too much, remember, you don't have to do it. You can lower it as much as you want. Up and tap and up and tap. You should hear, it's a racket in here, okay. With the blocks dry, okay, up and over. Okay, last one. Woo, it's not so easy, is it? Up and forward. Okay, so now we're going to take them to the side, and I don't know, I'm not going to have it as high because I'm setting myself up for disappointment if I have it really high. But anyway, so maybe you say, I'm going to try one and I'll see. So it's kind of like you're going to go up and over and down. And actually, we're good. I think I'm good. I'm going to try it. I'm going to just be crazy. Up, over, and down. Up, over, and forward. And I can show it from the side. Okay. Up, over, and down. And up, over, and down. 3 times on each side. Up, over, and down. So even if you're knocking blocks down, who cares, And most of you are like away from the wall. Let's do the other side. 3 times, right? So up, hurdle, side, down, up, and you can move your torso down. 3 times, 2 more. 1. Your hands could be behind you, up and forward, and then last one, up, down, up, and forward. Oh. Okay, so really we're getting the hip joints all moving, we're getting our core strength strong. So let's go ahead and have the blocks in place. You may not need them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my right foot forward. I'm going to bend my knees and reach for the block and straighten the leg. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to bend my right knee and I'm going to straighten it. Bend both knees, bring the knees so they align, and then straighten and extend. So when you extend the back leg, the ankle is flexed. Let's try that again. Bend the knees and you're holding on the whole time, and then straighten. Come up to standing and just check in with your legs. And breathe. Second side. So I'm going to come over and the other leg. Now my right leg is in the air and my left leg is the standing leg. Okay, so you're making an L shape with your legs. And then bend your left knee. Bring your right knee forward as well. And then straighten and come back to that L. Good. Bend. Yeah, very nice hand. And then straighten. So you're toning the legs as well as stretching them. Then bend and then straighten. So it's kind of like 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. And then come out. Okay. And take a nice breath in. Okay. So as far as poses that work the bone density, right? This was by Dr. Lauren Fisher, who did this research. And so one of them, and they're surprising sometimes, because again, you think, oh, weight bearing, but starts out with tree. And we're gonna go ahead and come to tree. We'll try both sides, hang on to a wall if you want, then we'll do a number of movements and come back and see if it's any different. So one leg, left or right, doesn't matter. One leg comes up into your tree. And hands are to heart. And their hands could hover overhead, arms can come up, and then extending the arms. The V. And breathe. Nice. And then release.
My arm.
Oh, just like, yeah. Sometimes there's that, like you feel like you can't, like, and the best is when you're wearing shorts. It really is for balance. But yep. And then let's take the other side, reaching up. Push the foot into the fabric of what you're wearing with your leg. Hands are to heart. And then coming up. And extending when you're ready.
When I have slippery pants, I've discovered if I concentrate on pressing with my heel.
That's right. Pressing with your heel is that's what I do a lot. I'll press with my heel and then my leg stays put. And then release. And what I've noticed is if I have a sore knee, if I've had a sore hip, which sometimes happens, I can't press as much. I don't have the press power. Yeah. Okay, so we did side 1 and 2. Let's kind of change the record a little bit. We'll come back to that. So you're going to stand at the back end of your mat. And you're going to come forward. Come to your forward fold. And just feel the stretch of your hamstrings, the stretch of your back. And let's bring the feet a little closer together and see if you can hug your legs behind your knees. Hug and take hands to elbows. When you inhale, breathe into your back. And then we're going to walk it out, swim it out, walk it out to plank. Come to plank. And when you're in plank, go wide with your feet, go a little more narrow with your hands. That might be your plank. And you could do this also with your knees down. Right hand, left shoulder, and down. Left hand taps your right shoulder and down. One more, right hand, left shoulder, and left hand, right shoulder. Good. And a side plank. So you can modify by bringing one knee down. Doesn't matter if you go left or right. Some of you will have your legs scissored. Some will have the feet stacked. Top arm could maybe reach up overhead and breathe. Beautiful. We'll do second side. From plank, you shift and do the same variation and breathe. and back to center. Let's take the knees down. Yay, 15 minutes of the class, your first child's pose. Come down, bring your hands back by your heels, lower your head, and breathe. Come to kneeling. And once you're kneeling, clasp hands behind the back, squeeze shoulder blades together, look up. And stretch the front of your body. A lot like what happens in bridge pose. Take your chin down. And then look up again. Look forward, turn your head, look past one shoulder, and then look the other way. Bring your head down. It's rabbit pose or hare pose. Bring the top of your head down and bring your arms up and stretch. And come up. Curling toes under. Again, it might be that your hands are at your back, or maybe you go into a half camel, reaching for your raised heel, one arm reaching up high. And then the other side, one hand down, one arm reaching up high. Pressing your thigh bones forward. And then release. Come to hands and knees, round into your back as a release pose. And then arch. From a neutral position or tabletop, bring your right hand to the back of the head and take your right elbow up. So that's really getting into the thoracic. And now take your right elbow to your left knee. And try that again. Inhale up, really try to get the opening of your upper spine, and then take your elbow to opposite knee. And last one, reach up. Try to take your elbow up high, and then take your elbow to opposite knee. Hands are down. Now we're going to do the other side. So left hand on the back of your head, elbow pointing upward. Get your elbow as high as you can, but take the elbow towards the inside right knee. And then come up, reach up, extend. Exhale, come down. Reach up. And last one, come down. And then from here, we'll come back to downward facing dog. Stretch out your legs. And pedal, bend one knee and then press opposite heel down, back and forth. And let's come right onto the belly. And once you come here, let's come onto the elbows initially. Feet are extended. How are we doing? Good. And you're pressing up, so you're using your hands and your elbows to press down. And then from here, extending, pressing the thighs down. And by the way, I heard from Wally. Wally says hello to everyone. Hi, Wally. Yeah, he's not here today. He has work commitments. Oh. Work commitments. When he can, he'll be here. He's very sad about it. He's happy he's got the work commitments, but sad that it interferes. Let's come down, bring your forehead right onto your hands, one hand over the other. And we're going to take one leg. So let's just say left leg's going to come up, straight up, not across, but straight up into the air. What helps this leg to come up is the glute power of your left leg, the glute of the left side of your body, and the right leg pushing down. And breathe. Straighten your left leg as best as you can. Point through the toes. And then lower. Ooh, that's a lot of effort. It's half locust. Let's do the other side. The other leg comes up. You're holding it steady. Good. Everything else, your neck is relaxed. Everything's relaxed. Your head is down. Mine is up because I'm trying to project my voice. Straighten your leg. Point your toes. And then release. Good. Resting out your back. Let's come on to the elbows again and see what it is to extend your arms, if you can. Lower and take your fingertips to the off the mat, wider than your mat. Your elbows are pointing up. Lift, inhale, press up. And exhale down. Inhale, lift up. And come down. Last one, inhale, reach up. And exhale down. Bring one hand over the other. Rest your forehead down. Give yourself permission to rest. Find that second breath, that nice deep round of breath that is so welcome. And exhale, release any tension that you feel creeps up on you. Reach for one foot, and some can't have to come onto their sides, especially if you're really tight. You come on your side, some use a strap. Try to bring heel towards buttock. If you can do both sides, go ahead and do both sides. And then I'll tell you when to switch if you're doing one at a time. Sometimes you just can just barely reach, and then you do. All of us press the hip into the mat, pelvis, pelvic bones pressing into your mat. From here, go ahead and switch sides if you're doing one at a time. But if you're doing both, maybe you can kick your legs and lift your upper body. Toes are pointed or flexed. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And release. I cannot do that without a blanket under me. And lower. Bring your forehead down. And again, give yourself permission to rest.
Is that one bow?
What's that?
Is that one
Bow. That's bow. Yeah, it looks like a bow, doesn't it?
Well, when you do it.
It's supposed to look like a bow. Okay, let's come back to child's pose. Stretch out your back. Take a moment. The head is down and stretch. Stretch your spine. Okay, we're coming back to downward facing dog, stretching it out. And this is meant to be strengthening, okay? So you're going to take your right leg up into the air, bend your right knee, shift your arms forward. So your shoulders, shift your shoulders forward. So your shoulders hover over wrists and your right knee is at an angle. You're not going to pigeon, but it looks like you are, but your leg is lifted off the mat. And then let's do the other side. Extending your You're lifting your left leg, reach up high. Bend your left knee, shift your shoulders forward, bring your left knee at an angle. Good work. Oh, yes, and it's work to keep the leg lifted above the floor. Good. Breathing in, exhale, and come out. Now, we walk the hands back. Go wide with your feet, off your wrists now. And then we're going to come to a squat. So some have to modify. That works. Or you come into your squat all the way down and lengthening the spine. We're going to do a thoracic stretch. So if you're modified, you'll take one arm up while one elbow is on your knee. If you're down, one hand stays down and one arm comes way up high. And then the other side, one hand down, one arm comes up high. Back and forth. Inhale. Exhale and inhale. After you've completed 2 rounds, go ahead and come all the way up to standing. And then we'll go wide. Take a wider stance on your mat. And we have this one where we go back and forth. You're just trying to move into your upper spine. Move into your upper spine. Back and forth. I call it a shimmy. Inhale up, exhale down. Coming right back, and then walk your feet closer and together. So guess what? We're going to look at the tree again. We're going to see this is the last, it's 2 looks at the tree. So let's see if it's changed at all. We've worked core, we've opened the shoulders. We've released the hips a little more, spine is more limber. Tree is one of the poses for bone density. It's the standing legs hip that benefits most. Release and take it to the other side. Taking your leg up. Press the heel of the foot into your thigh. Yeah. Then breathe. Wow. And come on out. Okay. I don't know, maybe the same, improved, or worse. Let's take a toll. Let's take a little, yeah, we're not gonna. All right, so then let's go here and we're gonna look at Warrior 2. I'm just thinking of how to bring those together. So, so you're gonna have the basic pose and then you have ways to make it more challenging, okay? So I'm not going to say left or right. Let's just come into the pose. Your leading leg is extended, the knee is bent. Extend your arms, look past your leading arm and breathe. Maybe sharpen the 90-degree. And then we'll go back, take one arm back, one hand reaching for your back knee, one arm reaching up high. We're going to come out and come to a forward fold. Just have your hands on walking down your ankles, lower your head and breathe. Press on up. And we'll do the second side right from where you're at. Turn the other foot. Bending the knee. Extending the arms. And then look out past your leading arm. And breathe. Let's walk, take the back hand down, top arm reaching up high. You have a blend of an arch, but also more than anything, a side bend. Meanwhile, your leading leg still working, and then release. And again, we'll come to that forward fold. So your hands are sliding down the outside leg and lowering your head. Take your head down and breathe. And then start to come on up. And we'll walk the feet closer in together, standing in mountain, taking your hands to heart center, breathing in. And exhale. These next poses more linked together. We'll all be on the same side, so it all makes sense. Your left foot will lead the way. If you're going wide, yeah, your left leg will lead the way. And we'll go into extended side angle. It could be easier, elbow to knee, or your hand is down. And take a moment, water break. From here, it goes to triangle. They can't hear me on screen. From here, it will go to triangle, and it's kind of wide, so see how that works for you. These are two more of the feature poses, extended side angle and triangle. Now, some of you can do the challenge, right? The challenge would be to wrap your arms. Your left arm comes from inside, your right hand from the back. And maybe you're like, can't go there. Maybe you're able to connect. But because it is triangle, once you connect, you're starting to straighten your leg. That's it. You got it, Willow. And breathe. Sometimes you go in a pose. I don't know if you ever have this. You're like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. You just did it. Okay. All right, you're going to release your arms. Take your hands to your left foot. Pause in your lunge. Good. Bring your back knee down. And we're going to go to a twist. So be careful of your right knee. If this doesn't work for you, a trick would be take a block. And you can always sit on a block as you go to extended to half spinal twist, or you're sitting, yep. And some of you are straightening your right leg. It's the left knee that's bent. Right arm up into the air. So you're gonna be turn, yep. And then right hand, left knee, and turn left. Going to come out. And when you come out, you're going to sit cross-legged, any way that's comfortable for you. 2 rounds of breath. Bound angle. Soles of the feet are together. 2 rounds of breath. Julie's favorite pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, you're on your back. Interlace fingers, press palms up overhead. 2 rounds of breath. Take your hands behind your head, and if you really love this pose that you're in, you could stay, or your hands are behind your head and you lift. You're doing it's like a crunch, it's like a sit-up, but your feet are in bound angle. Lower, inhale, exhale, lift. Lower, exhale, lift. One more, inhale, lower. Don't tug your head, lift. You're contracting the front of your body. And then lower. And from here, just hug your knees right into chest, stretch your lower back. Hug right knee only to chest, left leg extending. And reverse, hugging left knee only, right leg extending. Legs are extended. We're going to do a sit-up. And if you need to, your hands can help you. Of course, you're reaching up. You can do the hands helping you reach the arms upward. Now we're making our way to downward facing dog. Maybe you have a better way. Reaching back and find your symmetry. Breathe in. Exhale. You're going to step to the front end of your mat. Look ahead of you, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen and then fold it again. Soften the knees, sweep the arms up, reaching the arms upward, good. And then hands to heart center. We have a whole other side to do, and you're going to be you're at the front end of your mat, and your left leg will step back. So your right leg is leading. And you're going to be in warrior 2. You initially, right? But then you come over elbow to knee and top arm up over ear. So it becomes extended side angle, and maybe you can reach for your ankle and breathe. So of the ones we did, this extended side angle, triangle, and half spinal twist are the featured poses for bone density. Again, feel where your body stretches the most, where you put beneficial stress upon the bones. Let's come out, straightening the leg, extending the arms, and now we have a triangle, and it's a wide triangle. From here, maybe trying to wrap, if you did it before, you're wrapping your right leg, but once you wrap, then you're straightening the leg because you're still in triangle. Straightening as much as you can. We're going to release and walk, face the front end of your mat and walk your right foot slightly to the right, and you're in a low lunge, and pause. Then bring your knee down. And this is when we start going back to half spinal twist. I always want you to be careful with your knee. Your right leg crosses over the other. Your right leg is on top of the other. And left arm is up in the air. Left arm. Yeah. And then once you're here, you're turning to your right. So left arm, right leg, and twist. coming out. And from here, we're just going to add a little something. We're taking the legs wide. You're going to take the legs really wide as a V, and you come forward. And that might be it for you. Maybe you can have your hands on a block. You never know. Usually the block's just slightly out of reaching distance. Okay, and breathing. And then we'll bring the feet, the soles of the feet together. So from here, you have the soles of the feet together, you're holding your feet, you're upright with your spine, sitting with dignity. How's that? And we're going to come down into Supta, Baddha Konasana, reclining hero, interlace fingers. Oh no, it's not reclining hero, it's reclining bound angle, sorry. Palms are facing the space behind you. Good, extend, little fingers probably touching the floor. And breathe. Let's bring the hands behind the head and lift, contract, and lower. Exhale each time you lift. Try to get your shoulder blades up off the mat. Keep your elbows wide and lower. And again, lift, contract, and lower. Bring your knees closer in together and hug knees into chest. Keep hugging right knee into chest, left leg extends to the mat. And then reverse, left knee in, right leg extending. Bridge pose, feet flat onto the mat. Lift up, clasping the hands, tuck shoulders underneath you, lift up. Good, and breathe. And then lower. And once you lower, go ahead and pull your knees right into chest. Roll up to sitting. And we're coming to downward facing dog again. So your hands are holding you, supporting you as you go back. Find the symmetry in the pose. Looking at your hands, walking or springing forward. And then hug your knees. Hug your arms around your knees, around your legs. And then help yourself as you come up and take the arms, swing the arms up high, palms touching. Hands are to heart. So we have pyramid. And for pyramid, some need the blocks, okay? I don't know, you might need your blocks, but what you're gonna do is your right foot is forward. Remember, the easiest way is hands are behind the back. And more complex, maybe, or more challenging, not complex, challenging, maybe for some, is to bring your hands in prayer behind the back. And look up, lift your heart center. Look ahead of you and start to come forward. Your knees are straightened, hands behind your back and lower your head to your knee. Eyes are open and breathe. Releasing the hands down, lengthening the spine. We're going to walk the hands, maybe use just one block. You're going to walk your hands to the outside right leg. You could stay there if you like, or taking your left hand on a block. The block has 3 heights, remember that. So maybe you don't need a block. It's a twist. So pyramid and revolved triangle are both of the featured poses. So you're really stretching through your outside leg. And you know, wherever you feel that tug or the stretch, that is where the bones are responding by becoming stronger. And breathe. Back heel anchor down if possible. Unwind. Bring your hands onto your low back as you press up. Good. Woo. Come forward. Those are intense, and we're working slowly. So hands are right to heart center. Breathe in. Exhale. And then stepping the other leg back. So your right foot steps back this time. Left leg is forward. Pelvis is squared. Clasping hands, a little easier. Palms in Anjali Mudra, more intense. You're coming up. And arch from your upper back. And then start to come forward. Lower your head to or towards your knee. Release your hands. And then walking, you can have your hands on blocks or to the mat. And then we're going to walk the hands and the block maybe to the left outside foot. And stretch the right side of your body. And then from here, we prepare for a twist. So right hand maybe on the floor, on the block, left hand on your low back, and you're turning to your left. Left arm coming up if you can. Unwinding. Taking your hands onto your low back, press on up, and step forward. Standing in mountain, I want you to feel accomplished. Yeah, and from what I could see, I certainly could see a few online, keep their videos on, and definitely hear you that you rocked it. And you made it look easy. I'm like, I know it's not easy, but she had a way about, I mean, it's very challenging. It's like my whole body's like, whoa, doing an opera. Yeah, really high. So reach up, go ahead and extend. arms out to the sides, and we're gonna bring it down to sitting. Okay. So taking a moment, just 2 rounds of breath here before we come onto our backs. Breathing in, exhale. Once again, think of the inhalation as a nourishing breath, and the exhalation is like a cleanse, a letting go, shedding, whatever it is that you want to shed. Julie's got cracking up. Yeah. There's a lot we want to let go, right?
Let's go on my kitchen.
Yes. And you're what?
And my muscles are too tight.
So Julie wants to let go of the tension in her muscles. Her muscles feel so tight still. Yeah, as we go. Yeah. All right. So we're coming onto our backs, and we're just gonna, if you need a strap for your leg stretch, go ahead and use it. And let's see, too much time here. So we're gonna just start out with the right leg in the air. You have your strap or you have your hand to foot. And what I think I would like to do is, just because of time, there are many ways to work, right? So one is you're just like, okay, in this allotted time, about a minute, I am going to keep my leg up in the air. Or in this allotted time, I'm going to go out to the side, hold there. I'm going to go over to a twist and hold there. So see how you want to work with this minute ahead of you. And let's go ahead and switch sides. So if you use the loop, go ahead and loop the other foot and take that leg up in the air. The other leg is extending down to the mat. And breathe. Once again, don't forget that you have all these options, probably doing what you did on the first side here. Okay, and we're ready to release. And from here, you're coming to lying on your backs. Make sure you're comfortable, you're warm. Mm-hmm. We have a big class online. As you lie in Shavasana, there's a question I like to ask. And it is, can you find value in stillness? Notice how clear your mind is. Notice how good this is for the mind, for your spirit, for your body. Hoping you feel light and radiant. Scanning the body, noticing how peaceful. And then we're going to just so slowly start to deepen your breath. Start to move your hands and your feet. And then when you are ready, you'll bend your knees, roll to one side, and make your way to sitting. And then we'll end our session with an Om.